So this is a pulk, and it's basically a large sledge. And in that you put all your kit and equipment so that you don't have any backpacks or anything like that. You're dragging that along with you. And I'd use this, which is a sledging harness. So you'd wear that like you'd wear a jacket. You put that on, and you'd then attach that to the front of your pulk, and then you'd use that to haul it across the ice. And obviously the heavier the pulk, the harder work it is. So when we were in Greenland, I think my pulk weighed maybe 60 kilos. I never actually weighed it because I think that actually could prey on your mind a little bit. So I didn't want to know how much heavier than me my pulk was. But we had 30 days of food, and then some fuel, and then some team kit. So somebody would have had the rifle that we needed to take to protect against polar bears. Somebody else would have had some ammunition. And so we sort of spread around the team kit over and above what we had for our personal kit. So our personal kit was stripped right back because weight's such an issue. So we only had what we absolutely needed. So obviously food and a cooker and fuel were the main things, and then warm gear. So skiing along during the day, you'd need some windproof layers, and actually not that much in terms of insulation. But at the end of a ski leg, you'd put on something super warm, so you'd want to retain all that heat, so something like this jacket, the SJ12, and you'd keep all that warmth in that you'd then generated while you had a drink and something to eat, and you set off again. And then some very specialised polar boots. So these have a special tow bar on so that they attach directly to your skis, and they don't attach at the heel like a normal sort of downhill ski. So you're basically more or less walking on skis. There is a bit of technique, and I probably spent about 5 days falling over before I sort of stopped kind of crossing my skis and managed to kind of stop thinking about it too much, and then I was sort of up and running. It's not skiing in the way that you might imagine. You get sort of a bit of glide and momentum. It's a bit of a trudge more often than not. The skis have special skins on the bottom, which are a sort of low-tech kind of fur type thing, which allows you to glide forwards or go forwards, and then it has a sort of nap on it that stops you from falling back down if you're sort of walking uphill or you've got a very heavy load to pull. And that was pretty much it. We'd have a bit of comms equipment, something to listen to. So I had my phone with some tunes, but the cold sent it a bit crazy. So it really liked certain tunes. So I had like a completely random selection of music on there. But it really liked Amy Winehouse and Alanis Morissette. So I ended up having that. It kept reverting to that. I think I only had one. Did Alanis Morissette ever do a second album? I don't know, but I had this one album that just kept playing, and actually I concluded in the end this is really whiny. I don't like this at all. But then it got a little gremlin in it, whereby it only played the same tune over and over and wouldn't move on. So I could move it on manually, but that meant sort of taking your mitts off. That meant getting cold. That meant maybe potentially slowing down. And what you really want to avoid when you're travelling in this line of your team is stepping out of the line for any reason, because then you get behind, it's hard to catch up. By the time you've caught up, they're on their break, they're cold because they're standing still waiting for you. And so anything to avoid kind of stepping outside that line. So I ended up listening to Babel by Mumford & Sons like for 47 minutes straight, and I honestly thought I was going to go mad, but eventually that got fixed, and we carried on, and I had some proper music after that. And audiobooks as well, and so music and audiobooks, food and fuel and warm layers, and that's pretty much all you need.